Alright, today on Cabal Cast, we're going to be back at Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Rat to do a 1 versus 1 video commentary, and we're on another one of Technique's brand new map, which is Tournament of Highlands. And picture it as this Tournament Badlands if you can. Because that's basically what this map is. It's just a little bit bigger and a little bit more nicer. So anyway, we have the same two players, Technique and Phoenix, both expert players. And let's get started. So over here on the right side here, we see Phoenix playing as looks like it's a Nod faction, a red Nod faction. I'm not sure what he is just yet. We'll check in a second. And we see Technique as well as also also a Nod faction. We see he's the Marked of Cake, for Technique. And what do you have, Steve Nash? You have the Marked of Cakes. Oh, it's a Marked of Cake mirror. So this will be very, very cool. Marked of Kane mirrors are basically one of those maps where it's not faction, but it's not Blackhand, so like you see all the spammy Black Disciples and Rocket Squads you normally see. We're going to be seeing some actually interesting tactics because Marked of Kane have cybernetics and cybernetic infantry, as well as like interesting unit compositions with their tanks. So I'm actually excited to see what this game's all about. So we see, because Steve Nash went for 2 barracks instead of 1, because he wanted to get those engineers out faster than Technique, he is a little bit behind for placing on his refinery. So that may matter in the long run, but at the same time, Technique is going to get his building. Actually, you know what? Technique has captured his tip spikes a lot faster than Steve Nash. So maybe Steve Nash thought that 2 barracks was the right way to go, because 2 barracks is like 2009. The patch 1.02. That's what it basically is. Phoenix is also going to go for a Raider buggy. He looks like he wants to scout Technique. Technique is not going to go for any scouts, because he's going to be met with 2 Awakened squads from Phoenix, and Phoenix is going to take both of them out. Looks like they're going to be going to scout Technique's base, and Technique did capture the Garrisonable structure, so just in case if Phoenix wants to go capture that one, because that's actually reasonably close to his base, he can take out that engineer with 1 shot. The Raider buggy will scout Technique's base, and Technique is going to be expanding with his MCV off of 1 power plant. A lot of players do this nowadays just so they can save enough money to gather up another power plant. That's exactly what Technique is going to be doing. Is he building a bike? He's building a bike to counter that Raider buggy. He's just going to be chasing that away. Phoenix, meanwhile, is expanding off of 1 power plant again. This time he's actually going all the way to the green expansion field. So both players are expanding off of 1 power plant. But Technique decided to go for 2 power plants and maybe 3 power plants just to keep his build up in order. He actually building something else from his construction yard. Could be another war factory, because I know how Technique loves to go for his 2 war factory all-in strategy, just like Bike Rush. But Technique perfected it before Bike Rush did. So he's going to be going for hopefully another war factory. Maybe go for MCV cell. I'm not too sure. MCV cell on this map would work, but at the same time, Phoenix can defend that pretty well. It looks like he's going to go for a second war factory. However, he is not going to sell his MCV. So he may be going for some pretty heavy buggy on this map. And like I said in my maps review of Tournament Highlands, bikes and buggies and pit bulls, secret tanks, gunwalkers are going to be absolutely essential on this map. And Technique is also going to go for some blue Tiberium field. Looks like there's going to be enough Tiberium here for the Harvester to get a full load. That'll be very nice. Phoenix, meanwhile, has saw that Technique is going to go for a double war factory, so he's going to go for double war factory himself. And it's going to be very, very nice. It all comes down to see which one of these players wants to transition into Scorpion tanks. And oh no, Technique has revealed the fact that he has a Harvester right there, so Phoenix is going to do everything he can to try to take it out. But a nice EMP shot there by that Awakened squad is going to allow Technique to finish off some of these forces. And if Phoenix was paying attention, he should have saw that there was a Awakened squad there. And the EMP did an amazing amount of damage. All of Phoenix's bikes are going to go down, but at the same time, Phoenix is going to be destroying some of Technique's bikes. And Technique is actually only just building bikes, he's not building any buggies. So buggies go down faster, are a good counter to bikes. Just to absorb all those rocket squads. And we'll see who's going to be transitioning. I think no players are in transition just yet. They're just going for some bikes and buggies. Technique is just going for bikes. And I think he's not transitioning just yet. Phoenix, are you transitioning to Scorpion tanks? No, you are not. You're still building bikes and buggies. We're finding out of that expansion, so Technique and Phoenix are about the same boat now. And Technique can transfer 2 of his Harvesters from the green expansion field. On his green, he has 4 and 2, so that's okay. And I'm pretty sure he's sending one of his blue Harvesters to the blue field. He did that once. And I think Technique is just looking for some stray Harvesters that are going to the blue field from Phoenix. But Phoenix is not doing just that. He has a second refinery and the second expansion. Technique is going to do the exact same thing in a couple of seconds. So he has a 4 and 2 on that field, 4 and 2 in this field. Phoenix has 4 and 2 in that field, and 3 and 2 in this field. Oh, we see a little bit of a contingent of bikes here at the bottom half of the map. Phoenix is going to be going for a little bit of a sneak attack, so maybe he can catch some of Technique's harvesters off guard. He is grouping up all his bikes at that one war factory, so he is going to go out, and this could be pretty bad for Technique. He's going to be dealing with 5 bikes and 4 buggies, so this is a good counter strat force from Phoenix. They're just going to go straight in to capture get some Technique's forces or bikes off guard. Those bikes from Technique are going to be going and attacking that one tip spike, and that should be able to take it out. But here comes the sneak attack, and Technique's harvesters are definitely under fire. That he did switch targets, so he's definitely going to lose one harvester for sure, and one harvester will go down. And I think that Phoenix has done the damage he needed to do. Here comes the reinforcement forces from Technique. He's going to be pushing the Phoenix back a bit, just a little bit. Phoenix did lose a bike and 2 bikes and a buggy, so that was actually not too bad of a trade-off there from a harvester. So Technique is going to be a little bit behind now in his economy. He did take up to tier 2, but so did Phoenix. And Phoenix has actually this power plant here. These power plants in a perfect location, like a Tim Vapor bomb or something. And Phoenix is just going to go straight into a third expansion. That is very nice, and Phoenix has transitioned to Scorpion Tanks now, so Scorpion Tanks is going to be on the cards for Phoenix, and will Technique be joining him? He is building something from his war factory, and I'm pretty sure these are Scorpion Tanks, but Technique is not transitioning fast enough. He is transitioned too slowly to Scorpion Tanks, and Phoenix is going to be bringing in another contingent of radar buggies and bikes. But now, since that Phoenix has transitioned into Scorpion Tanks, he's going to be ahead. But at the same time, Technique still has a nice harassment force here. And he also is building more Scorpion Tanks, so he's going to be pretty good, I think, if he can fend long enough. He did sell off one of his war factories, so that could be a little bit of a problem. The forces here are back from Phoenix, but obviously they're going to be taken out immediately by those forces there by Technique. And now Phoenix is just going to go straight into massive Scorpion Tank production. He is going for some Dozer Blades, so he will have Dozer Blades for his Scorpion Tanks right now. And he does, so that's going to make his Scorpion Tanks a little bit more stronger. That'll make him pretty good. And Technique is going to go for a Redeemer. Redeemer now for Technique. He's building something from his tech lab. It could be charged particle beams and or tip core missiles. But I'm pretty sure it's tip core missiles because he doesn't have any supercharged particle beams. He doesn't have any Venoms or Lightning squads to implement that. So that definitely is going to be for tip core missiles. That's pretty good if he has his bikes. He also has a couple of Scorpion Tanks here to defend against Technique's bikes. And Technique's had to defend this. He doesn't have Dozer Blades for his Scorpion Tank, so he's going to be a little bit caught outnumbered by the fast Scorpion Tank force of Phoenix. And Phoenix is going to be coming into the base of Technique and doing a little bit of a poke and prod, destroying the Scorpion Tanks first, so he doesn't deal with them. Technique should be building a Obelisk of Light, but he said he has an Avatar to coming in to defend. That refinery might go down. The Redeemer Engineering Facility is going to be coming out right now, and it looks like Technique might lose a refinery. He does, and Phoenix should definitely vacate this space, otherwise he's going to lose a bunch of the Scorpion Tanks. But at the same time, the Scorpion Tanks are too slow for the bikes and buggies of Technique, and we see another contingent of Scorpion Tanks here from Phoenix. So it looks like he's pulling that force back, and Technique, he doesn't know about the Scorpion Tank force that's down at the bottom half of the map here. If Phoenix wants to, he can go destroy the tip spikes from Technique, because that's giving him a lot of money. Whereas he did lose one of his tip spikes, and he has one remaining. So he could destroy the tip spikes, although he doesn't want to give away his position that Phoenix has a bunch of Scorpion Tanks down here. And Phoenix is also going to go for a Hand of Nod. He has another nice size force of Scorpion Tanks. He's going to be bringing in 7 more Scorpion Tanks to the already 8 that's up here. So he's going to be combining a full-on force here. Technique is bringing in a couple of his Awakened squads to scout out the bottom half of the map. And Technique did notice that Phoenix does have a contingent of Scorpion Tanks here. He did amp a couple of them here, but he's had to deal with an Avatar and a Redeemer that did use his Rage Gen, but I don't think it did a whole lot of damage, though. Phoenix managed to force fire on the ground before anything of that happened. More Scorpion Tanks are going to be in the middle of the map, so Phoenix is going to go Scorpion Tank heavy on this map here. Oh, his MCV might be coming in. He did cloak it. He cloaked his MCV. That was an interesting strategy there, cloaking his MCV for $3,000. Looks like he didn't want to deploy it immediately, so that was quite interesting. So maybe Technique has a little bit of oh yeah, he has the second MCV from Technique. So this would be interesting. So I'm not sure why he wasted a $3,000 cloaking field on his MCV just to cloak it, just to hide it from Phoenix for like what 10 seconds and then deploy it again. Looks like maybe he couldn't deploy in that craterous area, so he could be going for something else. The Venoms do have the supercharged particle beams, so this could be very, very bad for Phoenix. I'm not even sure. Does he have tier 3 yet? No, he's not. He's at tier 2 this entire time. He's just been building the Scorpion tanks all this time. And we see the Scorpion tanks are going to be going straight into base now. We see the supercharged particle beam. Shredder turrets are going to be out in force now, and they're going to be causing Steve Nash a lot of problems. A nice sized Scorpion tanks force here from Phoenix, although he has to deal with avatars and supercharged particle beam Venoms. So this force here and Shredder turrets. So Shredder turrets with Venoms and avatars is going to be spell bad news for Phoenix. Doesn't have any hands here to deal with this type of stuff, and it's just going to be falling base defenses out for Phoenix to help deal with these Venoms. But at the same time, Phoenix is trying to destroy the power controlled by Technique. He does have a single avatar there just for a little bit of defenses. But Technique is going to be taking over this bottom half of the field, and Phoenix has been here for a while, but he hasn't built a refinery to help harvest this Tiberium field, which is going to be a lot of Tiberium here for Technique. And he is just trying to destroy all the hubs for the supercharged particle beam Shredder turns, but Technique is on low power. He's on low power. The Scorpion tanks have made it to the backside of the base, and Technique needs to power up some of his power plants. He does have a nice power plant here. A couple power plants here you can power up. But at the same time now, he's just going low on power every unit of the day now, and he's just slowly building more supercharged particle beam Shredder turrets. And the power plants are just going down one by one. Technique is not using his avatars to its full extent. Another power plant will go down, which means the Shredder turrets are just going to be on low power that much longer. And this force here may be destroyed, although the Redeemer is coming in, and it does take 2 shots to kill a Scorpion tank that has Venoms for an avatar, or for a Redeemer. So that's interesting. There's a lot of avatars here that Technique should be using at the front lines here to help destroy Phoenix's Scorpion tanks. As Phoenix is still on tier 2, he doesn't have the money right now to go to tier 3, and this could be very disastrous. I mean, if Technique can destroy the Scorpion tanks, then that's GG for Phoenix. But at the same time, Technique needs more economy, I think. His harvesters are just giving him a little bit more from that blue field, so he could be placing on another refinery at this expansion field. That'd be very good. And now Technique is going to be bringing in his avatars to the bottom half of the map here. He does have to be careful because of the Awakened squads from Phoenix. But Phoenix is selling off. He sold off that entire force. Looks like he's going to be all in now with just the Scorpion tanks. And the Avatar is now going to be providing some great cover fire for this Redeemer while Phoenix tries to destroy it. But I think this will be the last punching blow here by Phoenix. He's going to lose. Oh, he has an elite Scorpion tank, but that's not going to last long. I mean, one more shot from these Avatars, and that's going to completely destroy Phoenix's frontal assault. I mean, he can't build anything anymore because he sold his MCV. He's just going to go full-on Scorpion tanks. But Technique decided to tech up and get these Avatars and Redeemer, and that's going to be the end for Phoenix. So that was a really nice game there at Tournament Highlands. I really like it. Technique was on the back foot there for a little bit, but hey, he's Technique. I mean, he can do this. He's the legend in Command & Conquer. So we see units scrapped here, we see structures scrapped here, we see the resources. Technique had the most resources. Stats, 130,738 to Technique, and 113,404 to Phoenix. So Technique had what, $27,000 more than Phoenix in that game. Alright, so there's your game on Tournament Highlands. My name is Cabal, I'll see you guys next time.